Hey all, Hipper here. So today we're taking out the Minotaur, and I just want to show you how you can actually spot in a cruiser and, specifically the Minotaur when you have to. And of course, it relies a little bit on the radar and also the sonar. So just remember that the radar is 9.9 kilometers and the sonar is 4.4 or 4.5 or something like that. So you really have two different, distances where you can spot the enemies to help your team. And you have to do that sometimes, especially when you get a spawn like this here, where you don't have a destroyer, and we have a like Izumo and some cruiser in the background here. So I make the Musashi shoot first, and then I shoot, because it gives me about 20 something seconds before I can actually have to dodge his incoming shells. So that also means that there's a Krone stat out there. We just turning to dodge or deflect his shells, and then we get into the secret spot here where we can cap. But there's probably a destroyer over on the red side. So we're going to do two things at once here. We're going to cap, and we're going to spot the destroyer as well. And we're going to be a little careful here because those two ships are nasty. So first we just need to make sure that our team is awake. Are you actually backing me up here? So we pop the radar now, because it's usually when you catch the destroyers outside the cap, they are less adamant on staying in the cap because they haven't got any points yet. If you wait 20 seconds until they've gathered a few points inside the cap, sometimes they actually try to fight you and they stick around. So if you can use the radar like I'm doing here to catch him before he's inside the cap, it's much easier to make them give up. Because in this position here, it's hard to catch that destroyer by surprise. And of course, the radar shows what the other two guys are doing, and they're just sitting there. Because they really should move in now, because now is the time. That's also why I'm in a defensive position, in case they moved in, but they're not. So that means I can move up then. And remember, we are in a Minotaur here. It's not the sturdiest ship in the game. I mean, if someone did this in an Alaska, they'd be like, yeah, okay, so what? But this is how I usually play my Minotaur, very aggressively, because once you get a Minotaur up, my goal is to get it up in that, behind that island in the middle, and that's fairly quick. I have an agile build on the ship here, and it goes 38 knots, and acceleration is fast. So all I have to worry about is that Musashi coming around the corner. So we just shoot some preemptive torps, only one per side, because I want to keep one torpedo launcher per side in case someone rushes me. And I see they're also using their radar to see what's he doing, what's going on, because they can't see anything because I pushed the destroyer out. So now we're getting into sonar range, so we pop the sonar on, so that way I can keep spotting these guys here, and there is no way they can really do anything other than rush me. And obviously rushing a Minotaur as the first is usually a death sentence, because you're going to take every torpedo there is. So this way, well, my teammates don't need a destroyer, and there's the destroyer even. So I can just sit here and keep them spotted, and there's absolutely nothing they can do about it. They will have to push in, they will have to come and play with me if they want this cap here. And none of them look too eager to do that. And that's what you need to take full advantage of, really. And that's also why I push all the way up, because that forces them to make a play, and that's what you want, because that's when people make mistakes. And again, this is another reason I don't understand smoke Minotaurs. I mean, you cannot do stuff like this. You're very it's a very non-reactive play style. You always have to to sit and shoot at enemies, and that's it. You can't do fun stuff like this. So my sonar is about to run out, so I'm pretty sure once the sonar runs out, that Shima is going to have to push in, because he doesn't have an option, really. So I read him, and I'm thinking it looks like he was just waiting for my sonar to run out. So let's get into a good position here, so we can absolutely punish him with AP when he comes around the corner. And the battleship and the cruiser, they're busy on the other side of the island, so I can't get hit here. So just waiting for him to get spotted. And if he doesn't get spotted, and if he runs away, I have a radar ready very, very soon. But like I said, I don't need it. There he is. This kind of misses the first salvo there. It's a little bit of a shame, because they would probably actually have finished him off. And it's like 0.5% left. But that's okay. We've got the torpedoes spotted, and we make sure we don't go out in front of the battleship here. And in the meantime, the Izumo, he finished off the cruiser. And these guys haven't been able to do anything in this battle here. Nothing. They've just been stuck behind this island here, because none of them were interested in some aggressive play. And if you're not interested in aggressive play, then you get very boring battles. And of course, we could have played the same way. I could have been sitting in my smoke up here, along with the Worcester, and the destroyer could just have gone in here and taken the cap. He just had to wait for us to spend our radars, and that's it. And he would have done that. Like, he wasn't stupid. I mean, he was waiting for my sonar to die down, and once he was radared in the cap, he also retreated, which is like a smart play. So I can see we're going to win now very, very easily. So I'm going to take this Musashi here with me, and that's the end of the battle. Because I've done my job now, and that's it. Done, finished, and he does get in a very good salvo there. But as you see, there's only 3 battleships left. We have every cap, and because they didn't get any opportunity to make any points at all, we have just totally steamrolled them, really. And yeah, that's how I like to play this game here. Yep. My spawn mates were great as well. They didn't push in too hard. They did push in, but not too much. Sometimes people just push in when you say, I need help, and then they just push all the way in and overextend and get torped. And no, not this time. They just did exactly what they had to do, and they stayed at so we formed a little triangle, making it really hard to actually get at us. So great game, guys. And yeah, these are the battles that just make, especially Minotaur, so much fun to play. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you out there.